So that's why this time of year I really love, because I really go through a whole goal setting process. And I always review the last year. I take like the last couple weeks in December and this first couple weeks in January, and just really hone in on what do I want to accomplish in all areas of my life. I'm going to go through that. So you've probably heard this: a goal without a plan is just a wish. So you really want to make a plan. And some of this I learned when I worked in corporate life, which was not a part of my life that I really loved, but I saved a lot of money during that time, and I did learn how to run a successful business. You probably have heard about this study. It happened way last century, but there was a study done at Harvard that people who write down their goals are more likely to achieve them. And that means you want to sit down like you do in corporate life and sit down and write them down. And it is, when you start doing it, it's excruciating. It's really hard to make it tangible. But what you're doing is you're making the metaphysical physical. You're trying to manifest what you're thinking about, and this is how I'm going to do it. It's actually magic. It's like, here's what I want. Here's the steps I'm going to achieve it. You're going to write down, and then you're going to write down how you're going to do it. So there are many systems out there. Many people will teach you how to do goals. You can get, you can just, if you Google it, you'll get 25 to 250 people will come up immediately with their system of goal planning. And I don't think it's so important which one you use, as that you start with one. I have a pretty sophisticated one. It's actually pen and paper, and you write down your goals for your life, and you write down your goals for this year and for this month and so on. But if you just start with something for this year, if you're writing down your goals, you're already ahead of the pack, because most people don't do that. And the people who do end up more successful. First thing I start with is a review of what happened in 2023. And I have a system kind of for remembering stuff like that. If you don't have a system, you might want to start now. Just whatever happened in whatever area of your life. We traveled. I got 4 books published. Um, we went to Vegas over Thanksgiving. I got COVID. Just write a list so that when you look at that list, you'll go, oh yeah, I remember that year. And this also helps you see, you're also reviewing your goals for last year and going, how did I do? Because you're not going to achieve all your goals that you set out for that year, but you're going to review them while you're to make your goals for this year. You're going to go, oh, I thought I was going to uh, work out 3 times a week. And instead, I injured my back and I had to do Qigong instead. So you just notice these kinds of things that you weren't really on plan, but did you meet your higher goal of staying fit? Then after you make your goals, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about how I structure goals. And you want to listen to people. You also want to take advice from people who already have what you want, because right now there's a lot of people out there. Suddenly, since Tim Ferriss in the 4-Day Work Week told everybody to become an expert in 2 or 3 months, everybody now believes they're an expert in 2 or 3 months. And you want to find people to learn from. You guys are all here learning from people with a lot of experience, but you want to take advice from people who have what you want, not just anybody who is telling you. I have people that I see as clients, and they're out there trying to teach people how to make money, and they don't have a pot to piss in. They don't even know how to structure a business, but they're out there giving business advice. So just I think you guys, obviously, since you're here, you have to really check people out to make sure they know what they're talking about. Then after you make your goals, and I make my goals in different areas, another key to that, and Vince asked me this on the podcast, is then how do you keep yourself current with that? How do you make it actually work? I review my goals every Sunday. I put it in my planner, review goals, and I sit down and I'm like, how am I doing on this? Which of these goals have I achieved? What do I need to work on this week? Every Sunday, I look at these lists of my personal goals and my professional goals. It's like, what am I procrastinating on here? Do some of these goals need to be retired? Do I need to add some goals here? And every week I'm checking Is this, so I want it to be a living document, not just something, I know in the corporate world, you kind of stick it in a drawer, but you are asked quarterly to review it in the corporate life. So these are good habits. It's like have a weekly check-in, have a quarterly check-in, whatever works for you, but do something where you've got something tangible, because otherwise it's just a wish. Like it says here, it's just, you're just wishing that you'll get rich someday. What does that actually mean in terms of what I need to do this week? What does that actually mean I need to do? If I'm looking for the relationship, what does that actually mean?